What is going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from Marvel, DC, and even IDW as well. This time we are going to jump back over to Marvel Comics, and we are going to continue our coverage over the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Right now we are covering the Ultimatum event, the event that changed the Ultimate Marvel Universe completely. Right now we are going to pick up with Ultimate X-Men number 100, the last tie-in for the X-Men. And so if you like today's comic book review, please leave me a like down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. But guys, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. Okay, so this is the last book of the Ultimate X-Men series, and honestly the best Ultimate X-Men tie-in for the Ultimatum event. And we pick up with Jamie Madrox talking to us about what kind of person he is and the things he likes. It seems normal enough, except we see an army of Jamie Madrox clones just marching onto the House of Parliament in London, because Jamie Madrox has the ability to clone himself. Now this is Magneto continuing the idea of killing everyone around the world, except the reason why Magneto sent an army of clones of Jamie Madrox is to blow up the House of Parliament. Because inside the house there was a meeting going on with Captain Britain and other countries' captains like Captain Spain and Captain Italy. And they were talking about going after Magneto, except you have Magneto send an army of clones of Jamie Madrox to blow up the place and leave us to believe that everyone is now dead. This leads us back over to the school of Charles Xavier, where we see the X-Men that were sent to go and stop Magneto are returning back home with the dead bodies of their teammates. And they come home to see that the mansion is a wreck and more of their teammates are dead, including Charles Xavier himself. And you have this X-Men team ask Rogue what happened, where she tells them about the things that took place in the first two tie-ins. Except this is where you have the team try to think about what to do next, where some say go after Magneto, but you had Jean Grey tell them no. They need to stop Jamie Madrox because he is a guy who can clone himself as many times as he wants. Magneto is using the clones as suicide bombers across the world. And so you have Jean Grey tell the X-Men that Wolverine needs to find the original Jamie Madrox and stop him. And that will stop the other clones. The rest of the X-Men will protect people from the clones across the world. And so we see a team of the X-Men go to Emma Frost's school, because remember, she had her own school for mutants that was supposed to be different than Charles Xavier's school. Long story short, the X-Men went there because they knew that more clones of Jamie Madrox would come there and try to kill more people for Magneto. Now remember, at Emma Frost's school, Polaris and Havoc in this universe were attending this school. And there were a few others, but we were told in Ultimatum number 3 that Polaris and Emma Frost are dead. Havoc we do not know about, and honestly guys, we do not learn if Havoc is dead or alive in this book, except this section was used as a way to show the X-Men trying to help wherever they can. That goes for Storm and Jean Grey as well, because they went down to the Morlocks tunnels to help protect them, because Jean Grey knew that Magneto would send another army of clones of Jamie Madrox down there. And since Nightcrawler is dead and he was the leader of the Morlocks, Storm and Jean Grey came here to help out while Wolverine finds the original Jamie Madrox. If Wolverine can find him and stop him, well, there goes the rest of the clones as well. This leads to us picking up with Wolverine, who goes to the Savage Land because Magneto used the Savage Land as his home base, meaning that Jamie Madrox must be there. And so you have Wolverine meeting up with Kesar and Shauna, people who live in the Savage Land. And we met them in Ultimates 3. They hate Magneto for taking the Savage Land away from their people. But they are here again to help Wolverine find Jamie Madrox in the Savage Land. Except when they do start looking around, they find a random house in the middle of the Savage Land. A modern looking home in the middle of the jungle. That is not normal to see. And when they get inside, they are greeted by Lorelei, a mutant who has the ability to make men do whatever she wants. And so, of course, she makes Kazar and Wolverine try to kill Shauna. And we saw her in Ultimates 3 as well. And let me remind you one more time what Ultimatum meant for Marvel. To kill as many people as they can. And the reason why I'm bringing that back up is because Lorelei was made in Ultimates 3 and she dies right here. Wolverine Healing Factor comes in to block her powers and he kills her off just like that. Now this leads to Wolverine walking upstairs where we see him find a guy who is drawing pictures for a comic he is working on. And we learn that this is the original Jamie Madrox here, that Lorelei has been using her powers to play with his mind to make clones of himself to work for Magneto. Except she has been doing this since 1994. And so when Wolverine breaks him out of the mind control, Wolverine begins to ask him questions. And he tells us that he thinks he is 13 years old. And he lives in Wisconsin. And Lorelei was his mother this whole time. This guy has been under her mind control since he was 13 years old, making clones for Magneto. Now we jump back over to the two different X-Men teams who are fighting against the clones of Jamie Madrox at the two different locations, where we see the clones just disappear, making it seem like that Wolverine may have talked the original Jamie Madrox out of making more clones. Except we learn that Wolverine had to kill the guy off because it was the only way to stop him. Where we see Wolverine tell us that he is going to do the same thing to Magneto as well. And the book closes on that note right there. And this is where we are going to end today's video. And so guys, please leave me a like down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'm out of here and I will see you on the next comic book video. Later guys.